What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Couch Chat. So this one's a special one, y'all. I want to talk about a few things here. So I just got back from a client's party whereby he got engaged to his girlfriend. And the way that he got his girlfriend, funny enough, was that he came to me and said, hey, I need help putting together an online dating profile. Can you help me out? So I sent him to my smart digital dating program. We were able to help him put together a profile and a bio like 3 or 4 years ago. And by doing the stuff that it said in my program, he met a girl. And so they started talking and chatting and having great conversations. And over the years, they got to really know each other. And they got really super serious sometime around last year. Now, what's interesting is this guy, in the last couple of years, he's gone through some major health problems. There were some incidents where he almost didn't make it. And when I tell you, this woman was already showing the definitions of be there through thick and thin, in sickness and health, for better, for worse, showing up to the hospital, taking him around where he needed to go, like the whole 9 yards. This woman was there for him, by his side, showing off, right? And so, so today, went to the party, and in the midst of the party, like, he decided to propose. And I'm like, this is awesome. One, because he gets to be with a great one. By the way, this woman that you met online, right? Early 30s, he's in his 40s, but early 30s for her, virgin. And the most important part of this story, aside from that wonderful stuff, is really showing the importance of going after women who have close friends in their lives that are married, have a positive view of marriage, and are in happy, thriving relationships. Because this girl was the last single girl in her friends group. And all of her other friends had husbands and were like wanting her to be able to find somebody so she could also like join in the fun of like, doing couples trips and spouse trips and stuff like that. So, and it wasn't a thing that she was getting with this person just to get with him, because again, they pretty much dated for like 4 years before this finally happened. So they definitely had time to really vet each other, have day in, day out conversations about things, really get to the nitty gritty of stuff. And what's also important is my client was able to be his true, authentic self. He was able to open up to her and tell her about various things of his past and other things. And she was like, okay, cool. Okay, it is what it is. So he got to test out her temperament. He got to test out various things about her, and she got to know him very deeply, and they got together. But yeah, I wanted to come in here and point that out because my program works, y'all. So if you need that kind of help in terms of setting up your online dating profile, and in terms of knowing not only what to put on your bio, but really how to show off your authentic self and how to have the kind of conversations that are going to allow you to bond with the person and at the very least get them on a date, right? But also how to vet those women properly. So I pointed out for that reason, and also because, again, this speaks to the power of there are women out there that actually want to still get married. Like, I know there's this whole thing about, it's hookup culture and women just want X, Y, and Z. And so the guy in question, he's tall, he's like 6'3", but like he wasn't the most in shape dude. He didn't have like the most highest paying job. And like I said, he had some health problems he had to go through, right? And yet this woman was still able to come along and love him for who he is, all right? So that speaks to the fact that, yes, even on dating apps, guys, you can find viable women. My experience online dating for the most part was pretty great. And so I believe that if you know how to set up your profile in a way that only allows certain women to match with you in the first place, and then you know how to have conversations with women that you match with, then you can have that same kind of luck. But also, whether you're doing online dating or in-person dating, it really is important to look at a woman's friends group to see if she's going to be the kind of person that judges you. Because if you have a woman, for example, that has a bunch of friends of hers that are also single and are constantly just going out and slutting it up and always talking about how men ain't this or whatever, or they got to have certain stats, whatever, then I got news for you. If she's running with that clique, she's probably going to be the same way, and it's not going to be a good time. Versus with this woman where, again, she had friends in her circle that had a positive view of marriage, were in thriving, long-term standing marriages. And therefore, she was already in a clique that was like, oh, yes, we like this guy. She introduced this person to her friends, and it's like their friends were like, yeah, we signed off this and that. But like more importantly, they were actually championing for her to make this relationship work and to give it a go, and were able to give her wise counsel if she had questions about things. And this is why it's important to really vet out those kind of women. So for you guys that are watching this, don't just haphazardly choose the first thing that comes along and think that she's great. This is why I tell you guys, you need to spend your time really researching the women that you're dating. Once you get to know her and you guys get in a relationship, then really start vetting her friends and family and see if they're a positive influence on her or a negative influence on her. This client of mine got to spend time with this lady's friends and family and stuff to see what they're really about and get to actually know them and create deep relationship with them as well, to whereby for him, it was like a no-brainer. Like he was telling me, he was like, yeah, like I wasn't nervous. There was no question in my mind that this woman was the perfect woman for me and that we were going to make it. Like during the proposal, he didn't stutter nothing. He was just like, come on up and, I really appreciate you being there for me. And I really, I love being with you on this journey. I don't want it to stop. Like he was just it's just doling it out. And it was just like the easiest thing. He had no questions. If you guys out there are questioning the relationship that you're in, you're second guessing if maybe this is the right person or not, and you don't have a feeling of easiness about you, then that person is probably not the person you should get with. No matter how much time you spend with them, no matter how much you think you love them, oh, I hope it could possibly work. The reality is, guys, that you're going to have that feeling that it's either going to work or it's not. And some guys, as they're getting older, think, I got to rush into this. And this also speaks to like women that know that you're a quality will wait. So you don't have to worry about, we got to go from dating to being in a relationship right away or a relationship, but I got to rush it to the altar. Like, no, you don't. Like you as the guy are ultimately in charge of when the marriage happens. So really take your time vetting out. But I point this all out just to say, I want you guys to have a more positive viewpoint because this can happen for you. I know there are people that come in here and say, oh my God, Harry, like you're just saying it's all good, but there's so many bad women in the world. Maybe there's only one guys, this and that. Guys, I come from a family that had a lot of happy marriages. My mom was happily married. My brother was happily married. Like the friends of mine that I have that have been married for a few years now are now happily married. The few clients that I've had that have gotten into my smart digital dating program are now in happy, thriving relationships. Like there are women out there that you can get with that will result in you having a happy relationship. But you have to know how to treat women. You have to know how to vet the right kind of women. And you need to have the skill set to actually go out there, approach the women, whether it's online dating or whether it's in person, and then be able to talk that talk and really spend time with them to actually make that happen. You are in charge of that and you can make it work. So I'm happy for my client. I'm happy for all the people that I've been able to help so far. If you've been watching my videos and I've helped you to get into relationships, I'd love to hear from you as well because I love knowing that my work is out there helping people on a grand scale. So just wanted to point that out. I had a really great time at that party tonight, and I'm glad to see that my client was able to be happy and get engaged to the love of his life. So that's all I got. I'm HarryWilmington, and be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video, share it with your friends, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man.